Hey there friends, come closer. Closer. Closer, because I want to let you in on a little bit of a secret. You see this? This is not hamstring mobility. Contrary to popular belief, I am cheating on so many levels. I'm gonna show you how, because a lot of people fall into the mistake of working the same way that I just did right now. There are multiple ways in which I can take away the stretch from my hamstrings and move it up and down my body without so much as touching the mobility and flexibility required in my biceps femoris and in the backside of my upper legs. It's super easy to relax my hamstrings a little bit more when stretching forward by pushing my butt backwards. You know what happens there? I relax my Achilles tendon and my gastrocnemius and soleus. The problem here is what? That your hamstrings are not a closed system. You can't just stretch your hamstrings by themselves without knowing what you're doing exactly. Moving backwards from here is going to relax all of this and decrease the pull I have on the lower part of my hamstring tendons. What else I can do is round my back even more, which relaxes my glutes, which also relaxes my hamstrings on the other side. So I am backwards with my butt, my back is rounded, and the next thing that I will do is use my shoulder mobility by protracting my scapula as far as I can until I touch the ground. I am literally having both hands on the ground without so much as feeling my hamstrings when I'm stretching them. If you want to go against that, the first thing you want to do is move forward with your ass. Move it forward. The next thing is, instead of rounding your back and bending forward, you're gonna extend your spinal erectors. And you see what happens again? Once I do this, my butt moves back again. So I need to keep that in mind. Alright, so we have moved forward, we have extended our backs, we are in a 90-degree position to the ground. The next thing we're gonna do is retract our shoulder blades, which makes it a lot easier to notice when you're cheating on your mobility work. Cheating is not acceptable, especially if you're only working by yourself, because you're lying. You're a liar, and you're lying to yourself. But I know that you don't want to do that. I understand you, and I believe in you. So we are going to go and find out other ways in which we can work on our hamstring mobility without being freaking liars. We have moved forward, we have extended our back, we have retracted our shoulder blades, and then we can move forward and forward and forward. Yesterday, I got a really important request asking me, well, what about people who cannot touch their toes in general? Or people who can't even sit down with extended legs without falling backwards? Because this already requires a lot of hamstring mobility. The easiest way to counter that is sitting down on the ground with your legs straight and just having your hands back here on the side. Be as comfortable as you can, relax, maybe shake your legs a little bit, take a deep breath, and now we're only going to work from our lower back and from our hips. So basically, we're going to breathe in, extend our spinal erectors, and breathe out, round our back again. What's happening here is we're pulling on our hamstrings by extending our back, like so, and then we're releasing the stretch again. Now, if you're really bad with mobility, holding stretches for a long time can be very, very uncomfortable, which is why we're gonna work more dynamically. We're gonna switch between stretch and relaxation. Over time, you're gonna pull your arms forward even more and repeat the same thing. At some point, you're gonna be able to hold the legs from behind your knees with a rounded back, which is okay, because from here, we can literally do the same thing again. Breathe in, extend, breathe out, relax. And this pulls on a little bit on our glutes, but mostly on our hamstrings. Now, over time, we're gonna try and come more forward, extend, release, extend, release. some people in general have a problem getting down to the ground and sitting down. You might have some joint pains, you might have some issues. It's no problem at all because we can actually do that standing up, which makes it even easier. Let's check this out. While you might not be able to sit down with extended legs and your upper body upright, what you definitely can do is with your legs straight, just do this. You're basically folding forward at the hip. Depending on your spinal mobility, it might look like this. It might actually look this, depending on how much control we have. We're gonna breathe in. As you can see, I'm extending my spinal erectors. I'm not even bending forward. This is already stretching my hamstrings. Not bending forward, keep my back straight, breathe out. Relax it again. Over time, with each breath, you're going to be able to go a little bit deeper until you're all the way here. Don't forget, we don't protract our scapula, we retract it just to make sure that we're not cheating from here. Now, since we're working on problem zones, here's another problem that I got requested from the same person, which is basically a lot of people from sitting like this all day long and having their posture pretty much fucked up over time because you're always either on your phone or on a laptop or always hunched over like that, which takes a lot away from your shoulder and back mobility and chest mobility. Over time, what happens when you want to raise your arms above your body, your head moves forward automatically because you're trying to compensate with rounding your back to pull your arms upward. So if you have what I have here, and it's going to be really easy, you'll require a floor. I'm pretty sure you have one of those at home. So all we're going to do from here is keep our head and our neck on the ground. Now some people already lack the mobility to do that. What happens is their chin moves upward and their neck is grounded like so. You can't actually touch your neck to the ground, which means that your head is always in a shortened position through your neck musculature. So the first thing we want to work on is our neck. We're going to have our hands behind our head if possible. It doesn't require a lot of mobility to do it. Some people can open like that. You're going to have your elbows up. It doesn't really matter. All we want to do is learn to bring our chin to our chest. Hold for a couple of seconds and come back down again. Over time, we're gonna have enough neck flexibility to move on to the next problem, which is getting our arms up without having such a problem. Legs, you're gonna start from sideways. You're gonna keep both your elbows and your hands on either side on the ground. You're gonna push back and you're gonna move on. Just as much as is comfortable for you, which basically means a little bit of a stretch is acceptable. Pain is definitely not acceptable at such a stage. We're going to move up, we're pushing backwards, and we're going to move forward again. And repeat the same thing. Now, next up, we're going to do the same thing from here. But keep in mind, instead of just rotating and inflating your arms, you're going to keep your arms and shoulders protracted and make them as long as possible, pulling upwards. Now from here, you're going to move back until you can use your thumbs to press against the ground. Multiple things can happen here. Your head snaps backward or your back, your lower back leaves the ground because you're lacking the hip mobility and the lumbar mobility to keep your body on the ground. So that doesn't really matter as long as it's not the neck. What happens from here is not a problem for our shoulders right now. So we want to push backwards, keep our neck extended, and then back up again. Relax, relax, protract, push, and repeat. You're gonna do that over time until you're able to go on to the next exercise, which is the butcher's block. So the butcher's block is an amazing exercise because not only does it stretch your shoulders, your chest, and your traps and neck, but it also helps you to learn how to move into stretching positions for your upper body. You're gonna need two things. A stick, it can be a broomstick or whatever it is, it just has to be something where your hands can move closer and further apart through the movement. Now, the next thing you're gonna need is any elevated surface. So you're sitting on the ground and you need any elevated surface. We're gonna grab the stick, like so, and we're just gonna place our elbows on the elevation. Now, from here, all I wanna do is move backwards and push my head down. Over time, my back is gonna come into a straight extended position with my arms in a single line, like so. You're gonna keep your arms straight. From here, this is the first part of the exercise. You wanna push down, and come up again. Relax, push down, and come up again. Once you're comfortable with this movement, what you're gonna do is, when you're down here, you're gonna pull your arms in. That's gonna open up your shoulders even more. And your chest, as well as your latissimus dorsi, is getting pulled and stretched, including your triceps all the way down. You're gonna hold, you're gonna extend, relax, and go back into the butcher's block. Hold and relax. So now that we've learned a little bit about the technique and the positions, what about timing? What about repetitions? Now, if you have problems with holding stretches for a long time, it's not a problem at all. Like I said, work dynamically. Get into position and get back out again. Hold just for 1 or 2 seconds and repeat over time. Take a short break once you get exhausted and do it again. You can do 10 to 12 repetitions, short break, and repeat 3 or 4 times. Move on to the next part of your body. Or if you don't have a problem with holding stretches for a longer time, it seems that research suggests that 30 seconds is the perfect amount of time to hold a static stretch, then take a short break and repeat it again. Do that 3 or 4 times for the same muscle group, and then move on to the next one. Now I hope this was somewhat helpful. If it was, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow because new videos every day. Captain Cairo, peace out.